proudly serving the people of this community since 1918. Service is our motto. The poor, the rich, the middle class, and all are given the best of care and attention at all times. You have the privilege to select what you want. In your time of need, contact the capable, the competent, and the dependable staff of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home who is genuinely concerned with your care. At Jwwilliams Funeral Home, you are aptly served by the proprietor and president, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, who continues the traditions and values set forth by the past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams. Your announcements for the Jwwilliams Funeral Home Sunday morning program are Deacon Arthur L. Parker, Reverend Isaac H. Owens, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, Minister Frankie Harmon, Miss Sandra Johnson, and Deacon Earl Clark, Jr.
Thank you, and good morning, friends. We come to you this morning to bring announcements, dedications, and songs. We certainly hope that your day may be brighter after listening to our program. Mr. Bobby Lewis Kelly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Jeannie Dardell of DeSoto, Georgia. The family of Miss Lee Ann Sims of Plains, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for the food, the flowers, the condolences, and all other expressions of sympathy and kindness shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. Mr. Bobby Lewis Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Monday, September 15th at Atrium Health Navison in Macon, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Bobby Lewis Kelly, age 63, was held Sunday, October 19th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. Minister Chris Felton officiated. Missionary Casey Lewis delivered the eulogy. The burial followed at the Vienna City Cemetery in Vienna, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted children, Miss Jasmine Q. McKenzie of Cordele, Georgia, and Mr. Adam S. Kelly of Arizona. His beloved sisters, Miss Barbara Freeman, his twin, of Cordele, Georgia, and Miss Nikki Page of Atlanta, Georgia. His beloved brothers, Mr. Tony Bass of Buffalo, New York, and Mr. Robert Page of Jacksonville, Florida. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Mr. Bobby Lewis Kelly, age 63, of 1121 East 8th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. Mr. Jeannie Dardell, age 79, of 267 Bagley Street, DeSoto, Georgia, died Sunday, October 19th at the Phoebe Sumter Medical Center in Americus, Georgia. The funeral service for Mr. Jeannie Dardell, age 79, was held on Saturday, October 25th in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Willie Edward Walker pastor of the Big Bethel Baptist Church of DeSoto, Georgia, officiated. The burial followed at the Zion Hope Church Cemetery in DeSoto, Georgia. Survivors include his loving and devoted wife of 56 years, Mrs. Vonnie Dean Wright Didell, a beloved son, Mr. Sean Didell, two loving daughters, Miss Keisha Didell Littles and her husband, Ricardo Little, and Miss Stephanie Didell and her companion, Mr. Paul Nelson. Two grandchildren, Ryan and Miles, three beloved sisters, Miss Annette Hubbard, Miss Laverne Whitten, and Miss Catherine Lowe. Two beloved brothers, Mr. Silas Didell and his wife, Mrs. Doretha Didell, and Mr. Albert Didell and his wife, Mrs. Dorothy Didell. Three beloved sisters-in-law, Mrs. Joanne Harrell and her husband, Mr. Robert Harrell, Miss Phyllis Wright, and Mrs. Joyce Jones and her husband, Mr. Bill Jones. Three beloved brothers-in-law, Deacon Arthur Wright and his wife, Mrs. Evelyn Wright, Mr. David Wright and his wife, Mrs. Keisha Wright, and Mr. Willie Green, a host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Mr. Jeannie Didell, age 79, of 267 Bagley Street, DeSoto, Georgia. Miss Lee Ann Sims, age 58, of 114 Pecan Circle, Plains, Georgia, died Friday, October 17th, at a residence in Plains, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Lee Ann Sims, age 58, was held Saturday, October 25th, in the sanctuary of the St. John AME Church in Plains, Georgia. The pastor, Reverend Shirley Stroughter, officiated. The burial followed at the Poplar Springs Cemetery in Preston, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted children, Mr. Michael Sims and Miss Jemiah Sims of Plains, Georgia. Her beloved and devoted father, Mr. George Arthur Sims of Plains, Georgia. Her loving sibling, Miss Diana Ross and her husband, Mr. Thomas Ross, and Mrs. Patricia Tooks and her husband, Deacon Raymond Tooks of Americus, Georgia. Mr. Kelvin Sims of Plains, Georgia, and Miss Miriam Lassiter of Sandy Springs, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive. Miss Lee Ann Sims, age 58, of 114 Pecan Circle, Plains, Georgia. Again, the family of Mr. Bobby Lewis Kelly of Cordele, Georgia, the family of Mr. Jeannie Didell of DeSoto, Georgia, the family of Miss Leanne Sims of Plains, Georgia, would like to thank their many friends for all of the many kindnesses shown to them during their hours of sorrow and bereavement during the past week. May God bless each of you is their prayer. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of each of these, were in charge of each of these arrangements during the past week. And now, It is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Miss Irene Hayes, age 64, of 411 East 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, October 16, at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. Survivors include her loving and devoted son, Mr. William Tyson, and his wife, Mrs. Erica Tyson, of Fayetteville, Georgia. 3 beloved grandchildren, Mr. Jwwilliams Tyson, Mr. Marquarius Tyson, both of Fayetteville, Georgia, and Miss Deman Tyson of Griffin, Georgia. 6 great-grandchildren, her beloved and devoted brothers, Deacon Alonzo Hayes and his wife, Mrs. Lily Hayes, the Reverend Richard Hayes and his wife, Mrs. Felicia Hayes of Cordele, Georgia, Mr. Willie Fred Hayes and his wife, Mrs. Felicia Hayes of Americus, Georgia, her beloved sisters, Miss Mary Fagan of Fabron, Georgia, Pastor Elizabeth Davis of Lithonia, Georgia, and Miss Annie Hayes of Cordele, Georgia. A host of beloved nieces, nephews, cousins, other relatives, and many, many sorrowing friends survive Miss Irene Hayes, age 64, of 411 East 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Irene Hayes, age 64, will be held today, Sunday, October 26, at 2 p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Dr. Eddie Talbert, pastor of the Spring Hill Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Spring Hill Baptist Church Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of this arrangement during this week. Friends, that conclude our funeral notices for this morning. And as always, we do remind each of you concerning our pre-funeral arrangements planning available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home, with packages available with a single pay, a 3-year pay, a 5-year pay, and a 10-year pay. So please stop by and talk with us concerning your pre-funeral arrangements needs available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home. And also whole life insurance is available at the Jwwilliams Funeral Home.
And now for announcements. The Mount Zion CME Church Family and Friends Day service celebration will be observed today, Sunday, October 26th at 2 o'clock p.m. The worship service, and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. The pastor, Reverend Zachariah Terry, will deliver the message. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. The Macedonia Baptist Church of the Drayton community will celebrate the 2nd anniversary of its pastor, Pastor Gregory Moy. On today, Sunday, October 26th, the service will begin at 12 o'clock noon. The afternoon service will begin at 2 o'clock p.m. with the Piney Grove Baptist Church and choir as their special guests. Sister Mary L. Beal, program reporter. Reverend Gregory Moy is the pastor. The St. Mark Baptist Church of Vienna tailgating for Jesus will be held on Saturday, November 1st from 1 p.m. until 4 o'clock p.m. in the church's parking lot. For more information, please contact Sister Bobby Jean King at 229-712-0016 or Sister Deborah Smith at 229-947-2601. Deacon Albert King Sr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend James E. Jordan Sr. is the pastor. The Friendship Baptist Church will have an appreciation retirement celebration for Pastor Joseph Atkins on Sunday, November the 9th at 2 o'clock p.m. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church and Reverend Lorinda Ray will be in charge of the service. Everyone is invited to attend. Dinner will be served in the church annex immediately after the service. Sister Cassandra Askew is the secretary. Mother Nanny Burke is the church mother. Reverend Joseph Atkins is the pastor. The Big Poplar Spring Baptist Church of Unadilla annual Veterans Program will be on Sunday, November 9th at 11 o'clock a.m. Retired First Sergeant Dr. Clarence Riggins will be the guest speaker. Everyone is invited to come out to this program. Big Poplar Spring annual Thanksgiving program will be on Sunday, November 16th at 11 o'clock a.m. Brother Lee Jenkins of the Big Poplar Spring Baptist Church will be the speaker. Sister LaChina Whitehead is the church secretary. Deacon Wilbert Whitehead Jr. is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Lucius Albritton Jr. is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the New Poplar Spring Baptist Church this morning. Sunday worship begins at 9:45 a.m. And you may join them each Wednesday via conference call at 6:30 a.m. for morning prayer and at 7 o'clock p.m. for an hour of encouragement. The dial-in number to call in is 253-993-3761. 253-993-3761. Pastor Teacher Johnny Dean is the pastor. Freedom Harvest Worship Center of Leslie Fall Revival will begin on Monday, October 27th through Thursday, October 30th at 7:30 p.m. each evening. Nightly speakers are on Monday, Apostle Patrick Holsey of Salvation and Praise International Ministries. Tuesday, Pastor Wesley Ashton of the Zion Hope, Sumter City, Smithfield, Georgia. Wednesday, Reverend Ryan Jenkins of St. Paul Church Ministry, Sylvester, Georgia. And Thursday, Pastor Shirley Straughter of St. John AME Church and St. Mark AME Church, Plains, Georgia. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Dr. Georgia Dariso is the pastor. The New Jerusalem Baptist Church of Americans will celebrate the 7th pastoral anniversary of Pastor Reverend Tony Smith beginning on Monday, October 27th through Wednesday, October 31st at 7 o'clock p.m. Our program will be Monday, Pastor Mario Harris, Tuesday, Pastor Carl Smith, Wednesday, Pastor William Mann. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, November the 2nd at 11 o'clock a.m. with the New Jerusalem Baptist Church, Smith Station, Alabama, and Pastor Davis in charge of the service. Deacon Charles Furlow is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Tony Smith is the pastor. The Friendship Baptist Church will hold a benefit program, Stand for Nadine Pope. It will be observed on Saturday, November 1st, beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. For more information, please call Bishop Melvin McCluster at 229-380-6117. Minister Eugene Edge at 229-938-4218. Pastor Larry Sims at 229-942-7110. Or Councilwoman Nicole Smith at 229-591-6673. Again, this is a benefit program, Stand for Nadine Pope, and will be held on Saturday, November 1st, beginning at 4 o'clock p.m. Bishop Melvin McCluster is the host pastor. The Zion Hope Baptist Church of Cordele will celebrate the 10th anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Willie Felton and First Lady Linda Felton. The services will climax today, Sunday, October 26th at 2 o'clock p.m. with the Jwwilliams Baptist Church and Dr. Dwayne Daniels in charge of the service. Everyone is invited to attend. Mother Mary Elaine Bryant, church mother. Deacon Xavier Bryant is the chairman of deacons. Reverend Willie James Felton is the pastor. The Davis Chapel CME Church will celebrate its annual Cancer Awareness Day today, beginning at 10 o'clock a.m. The guest speaker will be Minister Ernestine Rogers. Refreshments will be served, and you are cordially invited to attend. Stuart Ruby Barrett, Chairman of Stewards, Sister Angelina Barrett, Church Secretary, Reverend Ernell Wilburn is the pastor. The St. King Baptist Church Family and Friends Day service will be observed today beginning at 10:15 a.m. The pastor, Reverend Woody C. Burnham, will deliver the message. The afternoon service will begin at 2:30 p.m. Dr. Patrick Key will deliver the message. The Creek Boys will provide musical selections. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. First Lady Patricia Burnham is the church clerk. Reverend Joyce Daniels is the co-pastor. Reverend Woody C. Burnham is the pastor. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church annual Men and Women's Day celebration will be observed on Sunday, November 2nd at 11 o'clock a.m. Minister Cheryl Ray and Reverend David Watts will be the speakers. The unity colors are white, black, and gray. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Sister Azaline Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. The Emmanuel Missionary Baptist Church will celebrate the 21st anniversary of its pastor, Reverend Gregory Williams, with a one-night revival beginning on Wednesday, November 5th at 7 o'clock p.m. Pastor Colby McKenzie and the Magnolia Baptist Church will be the special guests. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. The anniversary will climax on Sunday, November 9th at 11:15 a.m. Everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Reverend Gregory Williams is the pastor. The Bethel Christian Methodist Episcopal Church of Cordele will celebrate the church's 129th anniversary on Sunday, November 9th at 3 o'clock p.m. Bishop Thomas J. Brown Sr. of the 6th Episcopal District and the 54th Bishop of the CME Church will be the guest speaker. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Reverend Veronica R. Smith is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church Women's Day celebration will be observed on Sunday, November 9th at 10 o'clock a.m. Reverend Veronica R. Smith will deliver the message, and everyone has a cordial invitation to attend. Deacon Alonzo Jones, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. The New St. Stephen's Church of Cordele will celebrate the 10th pastoral anniversary of its pastor, Dr. Frankie Harmon, on Sunday, November 23rd at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone is invited to attend. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Greater Mars Tabernacle Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9 o'clock a.m., worship service at 9:30 a.m. Everyone is cordially invited to attend. Mother Mary Henderson, church mother, Deacon Arthur L. Parker, chairman of deacons, Dr. K.M. Williams is the pastor. The Gethsemane Baptist Church extends a cordial invitation for you to worship with them today. Worship service begins at 10:30 a.m. Deacon Johnny Wilson, chairman of deacons, Reverend Cecil Straughter is the pastor. The New Oak Grove Baptist Church cordially invites you to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 9:15 a.m. Worship service at 10 o'clock a.m. Deacon Alonzo Jones, chairman of deacons, Reverend W.W. Wilson is the pastor. You have a cordial invitation to worship at the Greater Gum Creek Baptist Church today. Sunday's worship service begins this morning at 10:30 a.m. Mother Norma Solomon, church mother, Deacon Zachary Fields, chairman of deacons, Reverend Joseph Hagerbrook is the pastor. The beautiful Zion Baptist Church extends an invitation for you to worship with them today. Services begin at 11 o'clock a.m. Mother Azaline Kellogg is the church mother. Reverend Lorinda Ray is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at New St. Stephen's Church today. Worship service begins at 11 o'clock a.m. Dr. Frankie Harmon is the pastor. Temple of Praise, Church of God by Faith, invites everyone to worship with them today. Sunday school begins at 10 o'clock a.m., morning worship at 11:15 a.m., and you may join them at 11:30 on their Facebook Live page. Wednesday Bible study is held at 7 o'clock p.m. For more information, please call 229-949-0144. Elder Michael Wyndham is the pastor. You're cordially invited to worship at the Mount Calvary Baptist Church today. Sunday school begins at 9:30 a.m., morning worship at 10:45 a.m. You're cordially invited to come and be a part of our worship service. Deacon Leon Spears, Chairman of Deacons, Reverend Isaac H. Owens is the pastor. One final announcement that we have this morning as we're moving into our final week of early voting. This is your last week to get out and take the opportunity to get out and vote. We encourage you, if you have not done it, yesterday was our last day for Saturday voting, so we do encourage you to get out this week and take opportunity to get your chance to get out and vote. Early voting will continue throughout this week until Friday, October 31st. And also, we'd like to remind you that Election Day is November 4th. Please, 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 if you have not requested an absentee ballot, please take the opportunity to do that in order that you might have it and be able to get it back in time, that it will be counted during the voting process. Again, if you need a ride to the polls this week, give us a call at 229-322-2571. 229-322-2571. There are so many opportunities that have been made available for us to take the opportunity to get out and vote. So please do not let this opportunity pass you by. Take advantage of your time to get out and vote. And when you go to vote, please take someone else with you, that we may have others that will join in. Our numbers have not been the greatest during this election cycle, but we encourage you to please get out and take advantage of this final week of early voting to go to the polls and take the opportunity to vote. Again, if you need a ride to the poll, please give us a call at 229-322-2571. The final date of early voting will be Friday, October 31st, and Election Day will be on Tuesday, November 4th. Please exercise your right to vote. If you want that to stay up for a minute. And now for our dedications. Our first election this morning is dedicated to the following: in loving memory of Mrs. Dorothy Woodson, who would have celebrated her birthday October 23rd. Dedication requested by her beloved children, Mrs. Deborah Cobb and Mr. James Crane, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mother Lucille Westbrook, who would have celebrated her birthday October 25th. Dedication requested by the Westbrook family. Precious memory lingers still. In loving memory of Dr. Erskine R. Weaver, who would have celebrated his birthday October 28th. Dedication requested by the Weaver family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mrs. Eddie Mae Davis, who would have celebrated her birthday October 28th and departed this life October 28th, 2001. Dedication requested by the family, gone but not forgotten. In loving memory of Mr. Leonard Patrick, who departed this life October 30th, 2015. Dedication requested by his beloved mother, Miss Gail Chanel, and the entire family, gone but not forgotten. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following. Happy birthday to Mr. Melton Dunlap, who celebrated his birthday Saturday, October 18th. Dedication requested by his beloved wife, Elder Helen Westbrook Dunlap, and his children, grandchildren, his beloved mother-in-law, Mother Martha Ruth Westbrook, and the entire Dunlap and Westbrook family. Happy birthday to Mrs. Dorothy Westbrook, who celebrated her birthday Saturday, October 25th. Dedication requested by the entire family. Happy birthday to Mr. Shelton West, who is celebrating his birthday today, October 26th. Dedication requested by Mrs. Mary Frances Davis.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Frances Chambliss, who will celebrate her birthday Monday, October 27th. Dedication requested by her children, grandchildren, and the entire Parker and Chambliss family. Happy birthday to Mr. Frederick Hardiman, who will celebrate his birthday Tuesday, October 28th. Dedication requested by his beloved family. Happy birthday to Mr. Bryce Harvey, who will celebrate his birthday Wednesday, October 29th. Dedication requested by his beloved mother, Mrs. Geraldine Harvey, and the entire Harvey family, and the members of the Gethsemane Baptist Church. Happy birthday to Mr. Justin Colbert Jr., who will celebrate his birthday Thursday, October 30th. Dedication requested by Mrs. Mary Frances Davis. Our first selection this morning is dedicated to the following: Deacon George Jordan and family, Deacon Jerome Jordan and family, Deacon and Mrs. Morris McClendon and family, Mother Willie Mae Leary and family of Hatley, Georgia, and the entire Carter family of Hatley, Georgia. Miss Dorothy Lucas and family, Mrs. Barbara Lane and family, the Reverend Joe L. Butts and family, Mrs. Dorothy Rose Jones and family, Miss Willie Mae Crapp and family, Deacon and Mrs. George Lawrence and family, Minister Vernell Staley and family, Miss Tammy Harvey and family, the Reverend Willie Earl Lockett and Sister Helen Lockett and family of Albany, Georgia. Dr. Brandon Williams, Superintendent of the Chris County School System, to his parents, Deacon and Mrs. Lawrence Williams and family of Leslie, Georgia. The Reverend Jerry Sanders, Assistant Superintendent of the Sumter County School System and pastor of the Bethlehem Baptist Church of Doolin, Georgia. Brother James L. Hughes and the members of the Church of Christ at Hilltop. The Honorable Juanita Kitchen, Mayor of the City of Warwick, Georgia. The Honorable Eddie Daniels, Mayor of the City of Vienna, Georgia. Deacon S. Martha A. Cross and family, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Cross and family, Mr. and Mrs. Reginald Cross and family, Mr. Roscoe Applin and family, Mr. and Mrs. Willie Frank Collier and family, Deacon Charles Hardiman and family, Mr. Gus Williams and family, Mrs. Marion Felton and family, Deacon Lonnie Hagerbrook and family, Mrs. Sharon Chambliss and family, Mrs. Frances Chambliss, and again, happy birthday to Mother Frances Chambliss, Miss Verdell Butts and family, Miss James Grant and family, Miss Curtine Grant and family, Miss Debbie Reed and family, Miss Stephanie Grant and family. Children of the late Mother Grace Patrick, Mr. and Mrs. Jimmy Passmore and family, Mr. and Mrs. Keith Bryan and family, Miss Denise Walker and family, the Eddie Hester family of Pineview, Georgia, Mr. and Mrs. Joshua Woodson and family, Mrs. Bernice Smith and family, Deacon and Mrs. Sammy McGill, Chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Mount Moriah Baptist Church of Warwick, Georgia, Mr. Willie Charlo and family, Deacon and Mrs. Charles Glenn and family, Mrs. Charlie Westbrook and family, Mr. and Mrs. Dwight Tennant and family, Miss Sue James and family, Miss Joanne Atkins and family, Miss Faustine Carruthers and family, Miss Linda Wilson and family, and the entire Wilson family, Deacon and Mrs. Johnny Wilson and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Jeff Wilson and family, Miss Donna Cobb and family, the Reverend Jimmy Felton and the entire Felton family, Mrs. Willie Shivers and family, Miss Nellie Shivers and family, Deaconess Carrie Brooks and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Woody Barnum and family, Mrs. Marion Golphin and family, Mr. and Mrs. Charlie Clark and family, Deacon Michael Morgan and family, the family of the late Deacon Henry King of the Gethsemane Baptist Church, Mr. and Mrs. Alonzo Flood and family, Deacon and Mrs. Otis Blanks and family, Mrs. James Russell Burnell and family, Miss Janice Jones and family, Mr. Willie Frank Harvey and family, Mrs. Juanita Jefferson and family, Mrs. Betty Taylor and family, Mrs. Betty Oliver and family, Mrs. Diane McClendon and family, Mary Hill and family, Mrs. Loretta Coley and family, Mrs. Geraldine Harvey and family, Miss Willie Bell Lawson and family, Mrs. Sammy Mills and family, the family of Deacon Rufus Hoggebrook, Mrs. Lula Bell Hill and family, Deacon and Mrs. Johnny C. Hillsman and family, Miss Ruby Kitchen and family, Deacon and Mrs. Bobby James and family, Miss Priscilla Thomas and family, Mrs. Helen Ray, Mr. and Mrs. Jesse Walker and family, Mr. Edward Johnson and family, Miss Trudy Mae Johnson and family, Deacon Curtis Lucas Jr. and family, Mrs. Carrie Bell Woodson and family, Miss Clara Graham and family, Mrs. Angeline Jones and family, Miss Ruben L. Anderson and family, Mr. Charlie Ray and family, Mr. Kenneth Staley and family, the Reverend and Mrs. Eddie Gant and family, Mr. and Mrs. Bernard Williams and family, Mrs. Annie Curry and family, Mrs. Nathaniel Curry and family, Mrs. China Ezel and the staff of BJ's Diner, Deacon and Mrs. Charles Harris Sr. and family, Mr. Willie Holmes and family, Mrs. Pearlie Griggs and family, Mr. Willie Jackson and family, Mr. Scotty Anderson and family, Mrs. Jackie Ridley and family, Mr. Robert Harvey and family, Mr. Sean Woods and family, Apostle and Mrs. Morris James Jones and family, Dr. and Mrs. Michael Overstreet and family, Mr. and Mrs. Tim Lockett and family. Our first selection this morning goes out to the Talbot family, Deacon and Mrs. John Stubbs and family, Deacon and Mrs. Donald Talbot and family, and Mrs. Juanita Mathis Talbot and family. Our first selection for this morning.
Jesus, he's the lily
next election this morning is dedicated to the following: Mr. Fred and Mrs. Bernice Pittman and family, Deacon and Mrs. Leon Spears and family, Deacon Joed Clark and family, Deacon Oscar Cook, Chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Friendship Baptist Church of DeSoto, Georgia, Mother Mamie Robinson and family, Deacon Kelvin and Sister Rosemary Jones and family, Deacon and Mrs. Jake Reese and family, Deacon Frank and Sister Gloria Mays and family, Deacon Emery Wright and family, Mr. and Mrs. Lynn Thomas and family, Miss Carol Smith and family, Mrs. Eddie Mathis and family, Mrs. Leslie Williams and family, Mr. and Mrs. Lonnie Anderson and family, Miss Corinne West and family, Mr. and Mrs. Andrew Smith and family, Mr. and Mrs. Sammy Lewis and family, Mrs. Margaret Whitehead and family, Mr. and Mrs. Ernie Cheney and family, Mrs. Willeen Jones and family, Mrs. Leela Mathis and family, Mr. and Mrs. James Bryant Jr., Mr. James Bryant Sr. and family, Mr. Homer Swain and family, Mr. Kenneth Lester and family, Byronville, Georgia, Mr. and Mrs. Harry Henderson and family, Mrs. Gloria Lester and family, Mr. Willie James Perry and family, Mrs. Ethel Perry and family, Mrs. Mr. Willie B. Barnes and family, Miss Beatrice Walken family, Mrs. Gracie Walken family, Mrs. Shelley Pearl Walken family, the Reverend Revis McLaren and family, Deacon and Mrs. Oscar James and family, Mr. and Mrs. Wilbert Whitehead and family, Mr. Larry Collier and family, Mr. Charles Collier and family, Deacon and Mrs. Carl Henry and family, Mrs. George Marchman and family, the Fred Haddock family of Dooley County, Mr. Doobie Peacock and family, Mr. and Mrs. Henry Peacock Sr. and family, Mr. Henry Peacock Jr. and family, Mrs. Annie Lewis and family, the family of the late Mother Pearlie Mae Perry of Vienna, Georgia, the Harry L. family, the J.B. Kendrick family of Unadilla, Georgia, Mrs. Corrine Bell Smith and family, Mr. and Mrs. David Leary and family, Deacon and Mrs. Walter Leary and family, Mr. and Mrs. Bobby Brown and family, Mrs. Pauline Bryant and family, Mrs. Carrie McGee and family, the family of the late Reverend Walter Carter, Vienna, Georgia, Mrs. Patsy Carter and family, Mrs. Evelyn Green and family, Mrs. Shirley Killings and family, Dr. George Cleveland and family, the Rocket family of Vienna, Georgia, Mr. Willie Cooper and family, the family of the late Deacon Vet T. Crane of Pinehurst, Georgia, the Black family of Vienna, Georgia, Mrs. Joe Black and family, Mrs. Abby Bivens and family, Mr. and Mrs. Willie Jordan and families, Mary Nell Lundy and family, Mrs. Virginia Hill Mumphrey and family, the family of the late Pastor Kathy Griffin, Vienna, Georgia, Mrs. Georgia Bryan and family, Mrs. Bessie Byram and family, Miss Paula Hayes and family, Mrs. Anna Armstrong and family, Mrs. Pearlie Walker Wallace and family, Mr. and Mrs. Willie Green and family, Mrs. Rosa Crane and family, Mother Adeline Lofton, church mother of the Little Rock Baptist Church of Araby, Georgia, Mr. Willie Green and family, Mr. James Lester and family, the Everson family. Our next election for this morning goes out to the children of the late Mr. George Cornelius. is certainly with the deepest regret that we make the following announcement. Miss Irene Hayes, age 64, of 411 East 19th Avenue, Cordele, Georgia, died Thursday, October 16th, at the Phoebe Putnam Memorial Hospital in Albany, Georgia. The funeral service for Miss Irene Hayes, age 64, will be held today, Sunday, October 26th, at 2 p.m. in the chapel of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home in Cordele, Georgia. The Reverend Dr. Eddie Talbot, pastor of the Spring Hill Baptist Church, will officiate. The burial will follow at the Spring Hill Baptist Church Cemetery in Cordele, Georgia. The Jwwilliams funeral directors serving Cordele and Vienna are in charge of this arrangement during this week. Our next and final selection for this morning is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones were laid to rest during the past week. The family of Mr. Bobby Lee Kelly of Cordele, Georgia. The family of Mr. Jeannie Didell of DeSoto, Georgia. The family of Miss Lee Ann Sims of Plains, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to the bereaved families whose loved ones will be laid to rest during this week. The family of Miss Irene Hayes of Cordele, Georgia. This selection is dedicated to all of the sick and shut-in, to all patients in the local and surrounding hospitals, nursing homes, and rehabilitation centers, to our beloved ministers and their devoted family members, to all retired educators, to the men and women serving in our armed forces, both stateside and abroad, to all veterans, and to everyone who listens to our program on each Sunday morning. It's a pleasure for us to bring it to you. Our program goes out in memory of our past president, Dr. Napoleon Williams, to my wife, Mrs. Calandra Wilkerson Parker, to my son, Jai Wilkerson Parker. This selection goes out to my brother, retired Chief Master Sergeant Norman F. Dexter, his wife, Dr. Gwendolyn Maxine Dexter, and our grandson, Noble. The selection goes out to my sister, Mrs. Patsy Jackson, and husband, Mr. Jim Jackson of Cordele, Georgia. This selection goes out to my nephew, Deacon Kenneth Smith, program chairman of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church, and with us this morning presenting our program to our Facebook and YouTube channels. Selection goes out to our pastor, Dr. K.M. Williams, pastor of the Greater Morris Tabernacle Baptist Church and moderator of the Gum Creek Missionary Baptist Association. To his wife, Sister Kathy Williams, and family. To their son, the Reverend Christopher Williams, pastor of the Antioch Baptist Church of Cuthbert, Georgia. This selection goes out to Mr. Cleveland R. Lemon, oldest staff member of the Jwwilliams Funeral Home and steward of the Bethel CME Church here in the city of Cordele, Georgia. This selection goes out to our beloved Miss Easter May Sanders and family. Goes out to the Reverend Johnny Dean, our friend and brother of long standing. Goes out to Deacon Jimmy Charles Mumphrey, chairman of the Board of Deacons of the Crossroad Baptist Church. Goes out to their pastor, the Reverend Nelson Maynard, mother of the church there, Mother Eileen Payne, and members of the Crossroad Baptist Church. This selection goes out also to our friend and brother, Deacon Leon Hawkins, who celebrate his birthday on today. Like to say happy birthday to Deacon Leon Hawkins, our friend and brother, from his beloved mother, Mother Melan Hawkins, and the entire Hawkins family. This selection goes out to Mrs. William A. Dexter, retired educator of the Chris County School System, Mr. Earl Passmore and family, Mr. Larry Passmore and family, Mr. Lewis Harry L. Sr. and family, Ms. Yvette Zanders and family, Mr. Alvin Jones and family, Mrs. Rosa Rice and family, Deacon and Mrs. Grandy Ridley and family, Mr. Henry Wheeler and family, Mr. Ricky Smith and family, Mrs. Daphne Askew and family, Mrs. Minnie L. Passmore and family, Mrs. W. J. Billingsley and family of Unadilla, Georgia, Mrs. Stephanie Westbrook and family, Miss Cheryl Royal and family, Mr. Willie James Young and family, Mrs. Shirley Washington and family, Mr. and Mrs. Michael D. Bruce and family, Miss Mary Jo Osby and family, Mr. and Mrs. Carl Westbury and family, Mrs. Charlotte Leonard and family, Mr. and Mrs. Franklin Jordan and family, the Reverend Mrs. Arthur Jordan and family, Mrs. Dorothy Nadine Young and family, Mrs. Rosa Leggett and family, Mrs. Donna Lester and family, Mrs. Jacqueline Wheeler and family, Mr. Kelvin Whitfield and family, Mr. Alton K. Brown and family, Mrs. Rhonda Lester and family, Mr. Calvin Ford and family, Mrs. Christine Kitchen and families, Annette Leary and family, Mr. Ira Robinson and family, Mr. Steve Jackson III and family, Mr. and Mrs. Olin Askew and family, Mrs. Cynthia Rush and family, Mrs. Dorothy West and family, Mrs. Mr. Reginald Billingsley and family, Miss Cynthia Webb and family. The selection goes out to Mrs. Dorothy Westbrook and family, Mrs. Lorraine Harriel and family, Mr. Bruce Kitchen and family, Mr. and Mrs. Alvin Lester and family, Mr. Robert Ford and family, Deacon and Mrs. James Askew and family, Mrs. Alice Henry and family, Mr. and Mrs. Donnie Brown and family, Mrs. Aletha Askew, church clerk and trustee of the New Oak Grove Baptist Church, the Reverend and Mrs. Dion Jones and family, Mr. Tony Stubbs and family, Mrs. Annette Whitfield and family, Mrs. Cornelia Brown and family, Mr. Harold Bryant and family, Mrs. Darcy Owens and family, Mrs. Arnell Holmes and family. Our final selection for this morning goes out to Mr. Kelvin Pless of Americus, Georgia, and host of the radio station DEC in Americus, Georgia. So good morning to Mr. Kelvin Pless, and thank you to him for presenting our music for us this morning. Our final selection.
I
Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope you've enjoyed our program. Tune in again on next Sunday morning. Remember, in your time of need, contact the competent, capable, and dependable staff at the Jwwilliams Funeral